Hello. Today we're starting out the day sitting in traffic. I don't mind. Traffic relaxes me. We're heading to Bayonne right now with a lot of beams. It's 35 degrees out. It feels colder than that. But it's gonna warm up later. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care how cold it is. I'm doing deliveries. So Bayonne is kind of hit or miss as far as parking, space, busy. You never know what you're gonna get there. Technically, you're supposed to have a policeman there to stop traffic and everything. But do you think they actually do that? No. So hopefully it's in a good spot. Nobody bothers me. You know, somebody once told me it was a police officer in Hoboken. That's another place where, you know, I might be on like Wild West Wanted. But they said as long as an ambulance or a fire truck can get past you, then it's okay. You know, some streets in Bayonne are wide, some of them are real tight. So we'll see. Looks like everybody's leaving Bayonne and we're the only schmucks going in. Brain buster. You know how, like, you know, in the future, if you're old, and an interview question would be like, if you could tell yourself something or advice you would give yourself. So, I'm not talking about my past now. We don't want to talk about my past. It was crazy. But I'm gonna pretend I'm the old man right now and give myself advice for right now.
Everything that happens now is happening now. What happened to then? We're at now.
So that way you don't have to wait to when you're old and it doesn't matter anymore. We're gonna just pretend and give ourselves the advice right now. I think it will work out. I don't know. You guys should try it. You know, right across the waters over there in Carteret, there's a boat ramp. And if you put the boat in there and drive to in between Staten Island, New Jersey, there's a boat graveyard over there. I recommend checking it out. Maybe take like a little motorboat or something. I wouldn't go, I mean, people kayak, but I wouldn't want a motorboat probably. But you go over there and you're gonna see a boat graveyard. A bunch of ships from the early 1900s and, you know, abandoned boats all over the place over there. But you gotta be careful. If you bring a boat over there, you really gotta look underneath you, because there's a bunch of boats that are just under the waterline, like a freaking iceberg. You know, and if one of those rusty metal sticking up, tear a hole in your boat, probably, like a can opener. But it's one of those kind of adventures I recommend doing in New Jersey. Well, Staten Island, New Jersey. I think it technically is in Staten Island. worked out alright. Actually, really good. Very good, because I had a spot here along the house by the curb. I'm not blocking driveways, I'm not blocking traffic. And I was able to get both sides of the truck. So I put everything right over there. Plenty of room. I picked up 2 small packs of beams. One of them slid on me. It didn't fall off, but I just pushed it. Used my man strength to put it back on top of each other. Wasn't anything, crazy. But I had to take that trim off, put it to the side, get the rest of the lumber off. Then I put the trim back on, and that's where we are now. We're going to Jersey City with the trim. 15-minute drive. Yep. My future self just gave me some advice. He said, don't cut 2 weeks of high school 2 weeks in a row. And I was just like, I didn't do that. And it's a little late for that. Can you come up with something better? Jeez. Oh, well, now I'm screwed. There's this wire down here. Oh, man. Now I can't back up. There's people behind me. Well, hopefully I don't get electrocuted. Well, I'm just gonna have to force these people back up. I was gonna try and throw it over the truck, but it's not that loose. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I hope they don't blame that on me. That little girl was so scared to go near that wire. I lifted it up for her. I almost I almost was gonna be pretend I was electrocuted when I touched it in front of the car. That would have been kind of messed up. I don't, we're still in Bayonne. This address is this Jersey City? Feels like Bayonne. Oh, hopefully there's a spot to put this. Oh yeah, great. Yeah, there's no. Oh, trimming. Specialize in trimming. That's what we want. This is a wide enough street. I could just gonna pull double park over here. We'll be alright. Yep. We'll just double park right here. Plenty of room. That wire situation could have been a lot worse. Oh, we'll bang this out and go back.
Good luck.
Nailed it. One and done. Heading back.
Big loader works all day long. So I'll sing this big song. Load it up, chug along, dump it out. Big loader, load it up, chug along, dump it out. Big loader.
We are loaded up. Going back to Newark Ironbound. This delivery has been a pain in the past, but I think we got this down pat. I think the framers know what to do, the neighbors know what to do, and it's just a lot smoother now, because that's a tight street. This is going to be a long delivery because they're putting these long ones, they're carrying them straight up to the top. So they're 26 feet. I don't know how much one of them weighs. One board weighs a lot. You know, they're going to be shot after this because there's another truck behind me. I got here before them. I mean, you snooze, you lose. Got our coffee directly from the drive-thru. They didn't have a drive-thru height limit, so I just I skipped the ordering thing and went right to the window, and I paid for it there. So that's fun. There was a sign, no ordering at this window, but I think I had a good excuse not to do that. Very nice. Very nice. So, that delivery, we were unloading it, and they were pulling the boards off the lift up in the air. And we're not supposed to do that. But, you know, you gotta do things sometimes to, you know, make the customer happy and everything. And, you know, it's stressful. It's just taking forever. And, you know, there's not much room there. There's no parking. There's no cop. So I was waiting for them to finish pulling the boards off. That was all I had to do. And there was another truck behind me. I had to do the same thing. And this lady, I saw this lady on the prowl with an iPad or something, taking pictures with it. I'm like, oh, here we go. She's taking pictures of the Moffett, the truck, the people. And there's a big language barrier on this job that we have no idea what we're saying to each other. And like, this frame just, you know, it's hard to communicate with them. And I was just like, you know, put this down and I'm out of here. So that's what happened. The lady was very nice, you know, and she's right. You need a cop at some of these places, especially if you got stuff up in the air and there's the only sidewalk there. There's cars everywhere. There's cars squeezing by the truck and the other parked cars. It's not good. If something happens, you know, it could be my fault. But she said, this has nothing to do with you. This is, you know, all with the framer contract or whatever. So hopefully the other driver has a smooth delivery there. I'm out of there. So I'm heading to Roseland, to another location to help them out with 2 deliveries. And by the time I get over there and I get these deliveries done, I think it's gonna be almost a full day. You know, I got more advice for my future self. I said I should have got the Duncan app a lot earlier.
A report from the Bronx Botanical Gardens was
Years earlier.
We're in the metropolitan area.
And I'm just like, it doesn't help me now. I can't go back and change what I did. So, can you give me some advice? I mean, you're starting to be a dick about this. Can you give me advice that's for now? My future self telling me right now. Advice. Psychological philosophy. To try and improve life. Be there in 35 minutes to Roseland. The Rose of New Jersey. All makes perfect sense. Future advice from myself for right now and now. Stay the course. Pretty vague. I mean, what if my course isn't looking too good right now? Do I stay in that course? I don't think so. I'm gonna stay a good course. Starting right now. I just remembered that I set a company record on this road for crossing Route 21 with a Moffett with 22-foot 2x10s. It was the only way.
Let's roll.
Picked up 2 orders, heading to Short Hills. Very small order. And then another one to Irvington. You know, I had a dream last night that I got kidnapped by Mary Poppins. It was weird. She kidnapped me with her umbrella and a spoon. And I'm just thinking that maybe that was my future self giving me a warning to stay the course. Or that's gonna happen to you. I can't think of any other logical reason. I didn't watch that movie in years. You know, looks can be deceiving, but Mary Poppins can kick some ass. I've seen it in my dreams. They were happy to see me there. I guess their driver couldn't make it in. Car trouble, but there was a lot of deliveries that they weren't going to be able to do, so they called in reinforcements. And I just saw another driver I haven't seen in maybe 2 years. I remember this job. I'm gonna have to 285. I'm just gonna pull right up here. This is a busy road and there's a turn right here. So I don't like this spot. Usually back in there. I thought they were done with this. Somebody's gonna have to move a car in there. And you know what I might do? I might take the Moffett off and use it as a shield for me to take my straps on and off. I just don't feel like cones are enough right now.
Mission complete.
That was an easy one, just a little bit of lumber. We're heading to Irvington now. 25 minutes. Yeah, maybe they're gonna start moving, I don't know. But I hope they have a spot here. Jeez, that van can barely get through here. What are these guys doing? There's no way I'm getting through there. I can't go anywhere. There's a car in front of me that's parked. It shouldn't be parked there. These guys are shaking their head. What do you want me to do? There's a whole line of cars behind me now. I'm letting all these people through because I don't want to hold them up here. This is my friend. Alright, everybody can get around me now. I'm gonna bang this out.
Mission complete.
Nice, quick and easy one. Well, eat for the delivery, not for the street. That cop's definitely calling a tow truck for that one car that was in front of us. I felt bad for those garbage guys. They like, you know, they only have so much room to work. You know, and when a car like that's blocking everything going by, it makes them want to, you know, rush, and it's stressful for them. The one guy that was catching up to the truck once they moved up. Man, I hate Brookside. Like, yeah, I feel you. Every time I go over this overpass in on Lyons Ave in Newark, I think about this guy that he was gonna jump off this bridge over here, and I was going down 78 East. And I come up to this bridge, you know, down there on the highway, and the traffic just stops. I was like 3 cars from this bridge. They stop all the traffic. Behind us, they stop the traffic. There's no new cars coming up behind us. And we sat here for a long time. And this guy was climbing up and down this bridge to try and jump. And the police and firefighters were all here. They got these big blow up, like almost like bouncy houses for him to like land on. So the guy was going up and down the bridge, and they were following him with the thing there. And you know, I was sitting there for maybe 2.5 hours, and eventually they like, one of the blow up things, you know, deflated, and then the guy went down the fence a little bit and he jumped. He hit the fire truck on the way down and then hit the ground. think about that every time I come near this bridge here.